Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Eddie, aka DJ Deluxe. It's a Saturday and a beautiful day. It's supposed to be about 80 degrees. Just started it up, man. You know, did a pre-ride inspection. Ready to go, man. Y'all take this ride with me, man. I'm heading down to Rehoboth Beach. You know, just to get a ride, get a little air. It's beautiful outside, man. So I hope you come along with me. So again, I always say this in my videos. If you're on the fence about getting this machine, go to a dealer, man. You should really consider this machine, man. This is very nice. You know, it's very smooth. It's comfortable. I mean, even when I'm riding with my wife on the back, you know, I barely feel her on the back, man. You know, I did get the armrest for my wife because she feels a lot more comfortable. It's more stable, you know. It could be a little scary to ride on the back just to hold on to the hand grips, right? It could, you know, especially if you're not used to it. But those armrests, you know, I got to keep her from falling asleep. Yeah. So yeah, man, if you're on the fence about this machine, just go check it out, man. Go test drive one. And this kind of leads me into my next conversation. You know, I wanted to talk about tariffs, right? As you know, United States imposed a 25% tariffs, right? And it looks like it's going to hit Canada and Mexico and, you know, some other countries, or even our own internal, because a lot of the cars, there is no 100% American-made car. You know, even Tesla, who make, you know, about 70% of their cars here, they do get parts from overseas. But my concern is BRP, you know, this Can-Am. You know, will this tariff cause prices to go up for the Can-Am Spyder and the Can-Am Ryker? Man, and check this out. I emailed through the support website. I emailed BRP. You know, they asked them that question. I said, now that we got these 25% tariffs, will the price go up and the price for parts? Because all you guys know, man, this machine is expensive, man. Right? Are you paying anywhere from, you know, if you buy it new like me, you're paying anywhere from $25,000 to $33,000, right? And that's just the machine. You know, you get some aftermarket parts, get a jacket, a new helmet, you know, you $2-3 grand in. You know, you get some lights, you $2,000 to $5,000 in aftermarket accessories and gear. So it's not cheap. So they responded back to me, BRP. I asked them, will the prices go up? They say, you know, they gave me a kind of vague response, like right now, no. They didn't say no. They said they're monitoring the situation. As of now, there hasn't been any price increases, but we'll see what happens in the future. Now, keep in mind, I think the Ryker is made in Mexico, but I think the Spyder is made in Canada. You know, they got a large manufacturing plant out in Canada, but they do get parts from Mexico, right? And they do, you know, it's not 100% assembled in Canada. So guys, if you're on the fence about getting this machine, if these tariffs stick, man, you know, it could be easily $2,000 to $3,000 more to buy this machine. Now, what about the parts? We all know that parts are expensive for this machine, right? Well, now, will the parts go up? Man, what do you guys think, man? I'm not trying to get political, man. You know, I don't care who you voted for. I'm just concerned about the Spyder. You know, like, what's going to happen to the prices? I mean, do you guys think it's safe to assume that prices will go up? All right, this thing is made in Canada, right? So right now, you know, I was reading that about cars, you know, 50% of the cars that were bought in 2024 were assembled, you know, had foreign assembly, you know, or foreign cars were bought. 50% of the cars. All right. Now, what's going to happen when the tariffs hit? They're talking about anywhere from $5,000 to $12,000 increase. Right? And I was reading that these car dealers, they have about a 60-day inventory. No, not all, you know, don't quote me. You know, they have about a 60-day inventory, right? So those cars are going to sell, you know, are people going to run out and buy those cars up before the tariffs hit? That they're saying by the end of April, we could start seeing some price increases. But also, you got to think about parts, right? Not just, you know, car parts for this Spyder, right? A lot of parts come from overseas, right? Come through Mexico or come through China. So now, I mean, these car dealers, they can be clever and kind of absorb some of the tariffs. You know, what they can do is probably take some of the incentives, like the cash back or the low financing. They can kind of eliminate that. But if you look at the Can-Am Spyder and the Ryker, when you buy these, you got very little room to negotiate. All right? You know, I mean, these prices are what they are. You know, you might be able to get it down a little bit, but you know, you're not going to get it down $2,000–3,000, right? Whereas a car, you got a little more room to play with. All right. I'm also concerned about now, you know, if these car prices go up, people are going to look at the used inventory. All right. Is it safe to assume that used car prices, there might be a shortage or supply chain shortage, and all of a sudden they start jacking the prices? Remember during COVID, there was a time that you couldn't even find a used car. It was hard to get one. Man, I just, you know, I guess my message here is for people who are on the fence about getting this machine. Now is the time to go to the dealer and get one. Yes, you can get one used, but even if you wait, excuse me, even if you wait to buy this used, I mean, the value of a used Ryker or Spyder is going to go up, right? Because a lot of people's going to stop buying. You know, I could be wrong. You know, that's why I want you guys' opinion. Tell me what you think. And again, I don't mean to sound all political. I'm just talking about, you know, what's going to happen to our community. You know, because I like it when, you know, I go on Facebook, I see people bought a new Spyder or a used one, they joined the community. So, you know, and not everybody has cash to buy these, right? This is an expensive toy. I mean, I got a 2024 leftover, so I saved, like, you know, $2,500 off a new price. But these are not cheap, man. You know? And God forbid, look at, you know, you take it to service, look how much they want for an oil change and just to check it out. You know, they want several $100s. Excuse me. That's why I do some of my own stuff. But man, and you hear stories of people waiting for parts. Man, I'm just worried about the impact. But I enjoy it, you know, and to my knowledge, there is no American equal to this three-wheel motorcycle. I mean, you do have Polaris, right? And I own 3 Polaris vehicles. I own 3 Polaris side by side. But Polaris, their plant is in Mexico. But if you look at their Polaris, they got a big stamp on, you know, they'll tell you this is US made. But their biggest plant, you know, they're a Minnesota company, but their biggest plant is in Mexico. You know, Sea-Doo, Sky-Doo, you know, they snowmobiles and all that. You know, they're gonna take a hit, man. You know, they're gonna definitely take a hit. So ATV prices, all these power sports, man, the price is going up. You know, I think it's safe to assume that prices were going up. Now, I don't know long term. I'm not going to speculate whether it's going to help us or hurt us. You know, like, even if some of these companies decide to do everything in the US, they got to ramp up and be able to do that, right? They get their supplies from multiple countries. You know, some of the parts are multiple countries. Now, what if they have to shift making those parts in the USA or getting parts from a manufacturer in the USA? That could cost, you know, a business millions and millions of dollars to make that type of shift. And you don't think they're going to pass that cost on to us? So, like, I hope we win in the long run. And, you know, I hope this is just a temporary thing. But 25%? Man, you know, imagine if you got an RT Limited costs what, 31? Like 30,000, and if they tack on another $3,000, you know, or $4,000 to the cost, it's expensive, man. It's not cheap. You know? What do you guys think, man? I know I'm rambling here, but I am really concerned about, you know, any new riders looking to get into this. Man, you better make a move quick. You know, look into buying this machine as soon as possible. And if you're thinking about getting a used one, I would consider, you know, getting one as soon as you can, because once the prices go up, or if the prices, I should say, because I don't know, so I don't want to talk like, I don't want to be negative and think that the prices are going up, but it's not unreasonable to assume that prices are going to go up. All right, so if the prices go up, please go out and get your machine now, you know, because unlike cars, you know, these dealers, they don't have 60 days or 30 days worth of inventory of these Can-Ams. You know, some of them, you know, they might have a little more Rikers. Some of them, you go to a big dealer, you know, they might have a decent amount of inventory. But even when I was looking for this, you know, I found a dealer maybe in West Virginia. They had about 6 RT Limiteds. But the dealer near me, Diamond Motorsports in Dover, Delaware, they didn't have any. That's why I didn't buy it from there. So I had to wind up going to Pennsylvania. They had about 5 in stock. No, not even 5. They had about 4 in stock. But they sell pretty fast. So, oh, it's beautiful out here, man, you know. Oh, man, that air feels so good, you know. Again, I'm talking about the Tariffs, and I'm on my way to Rehoboth Beach. And you can see here's the outlets on. They have outlets on my left and on my right. So the outlets out here in several different locations. It's not all in one location. So just keep that in mind. But you know, again, you can save yourself some money coming down here. So there's a lot to do in this area, man. Yeah, definitely a lot to do. There's a place called Mission Barbecue right there. You can see they're pretty good too, man. They got one in Dover, but this one is the fairly new, but it's very good too, man. Look at that Cybertruck. I'm not sure I like that design, man. It looks kind of funny. But it's a nice truck, you know. Just too boxy for me. Again, you know, you can see you got the outlets on this side, on the left side and the right side. So come down here and save some money. All right, we almost the Iron Hill Brewery. I've never been there before. I got to check that out. You know? Yeah, you have to call me back, man, because I'm on my motorcycle right now. All right. It has to be either tomorrow or after 4 today. Okay. All right. Somebody calling me about my Hulu account, man. There's a visitor center. See the sign, Rehoboth Beach. Yeah, the nation's summer capital. That's what they call it. Yeah. You know, I guess, you know, people from DC come over here a lot, you know. Again, when they opened up that Chesapeake Bay Bridge, it allowed a lot of people from that DC, that DMV, they called it, DC, Maryland, Virginia area to come over here. You can see it's not huge. Like, you know, growing up in Jersey, going to Jersey Shore, you know, some of them beach areas were a lot bigger. But in my opinion, they got cleaner water down here, a little clearer. But it's nice, man. They got, you know, you can see nice little restaurants, and it smells amazing down here. I mean, I know you guys can't smell it, but man. Nice day, man. Let me move over one. I'm almost at the end by the boardwalk. Again, very nice place, man. You know. See people over there sitting down. That's a nice place, the summer house. I've been there a couple times. Got some people out here, but you know, again, you can see the parking situation. You know, sometimes you might have to park on one of these side streets or ride around a couple times. Hopefully somebody come out. But it get crowded, man. And, you know, these people stay down here. You know, it's not like they shut down early down here. You know, they out here having a good time. You know, very family oriented. You know, very nice down here, man. You can see all the restaurants down here. Hopefully you can see. But it's nice, man. We put in home. Hear that fan kicking off. Definitely getting warm out here, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that Bond jacket. That Bond shirt. You know, that mesh shirt. You know, I'm gonna definitely have to get that one, man. I think when I get home, I'll go ahead and order that. Oh, that's cool. That yellow Ford. That's pretty hot. All right. circle around. Like I said, I'm not going to get off my machine. I'm just riding down here. I'll do another video. I'll get off and walk through. You know, those of you who live too far away or never been here. But again, if you come down here, you can make a whole week of it, man. Because, you know, you got Lewis, you got Bethany Beach in the area, you got DC nearby, you got Ocean City in Maryland. You know, you could do a lot down here. There's the bathrooms, the restrooms right there. People waiting. Oh, it's the women waiting. It's always women. But there's the beach area over there. You can see straight ahead. Last time I got down here, I got lucky and found a park right over here. Guess they're waiting on somebody. All right, man. It's time to hit the road. I hope you enjoyed this little trip, man. You know, very nice place. Oh man, look at the Auntie Anne's pretzels, man. Whew. Dairy Queen, man. When the last time any of you been to Dairy Queen? I ain't been there in a long time, man. Lobster rolls, Mason's famous lobster rolls. Ah. Nice. Sunny out here, but it still seems like a little overcast, you know. But it's nice. Once again, we're in Rehoboth Beach in Delaware. Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Very nice. Never been here? Definitely come check it out. Just gotta be careful over here. Cars coming in and out. It's a little tight. You know. But it's nice, man. Some of the best food in Delaware is down here. You know, some of the best restaurants, I should say. But Wilmington got a lot of nice spots too. When you go up northern Delaware, this is southern Delaware. But when you're up in Wilmington area, you know, even some parts of Dover, you know, it's real nice. But some of the best food restaurants I've been to are down this area. Where, you know, like New Jersey and New York, you know, growing up in that area, you get spoiled by restaurants. And, you know, just, you know, it's a restaurant on every corner in New Jersey. And not only, you know, you got very good restaurants. I don't care what part of New Jersey you're from. And some of the best pizzas in New Jersey. I'm yet to find a real good pizza spot down here. There's decent pizza, but not like New Jersey / you know, New York type pizza. You know, growing up in New Jersey and, you know, going to New York a lot, you know, hands down, some of the best pizza I had was in New Jersey and New York, Brooklyn, New York. You know, Connecticut got a nice spot too, a real good pizza spot, you know, but New Jersey, man, two of my favorite pizza places are in New Jersey, right?